I'm not giving up.
I am selling the building.
The final season of FX's The Bear.
The restaurant is flooded.
Everything's either going to be okay.
No, stop.
Or not.
We are outgunned and we are outmanned, but we have each other.
FX's The Bear, the final season. All episodes now streaming on Disney+.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Well, it's been a quiet week here in Lake Skabegon, my hometown. This week, the Squids time travel to recap their adventures in Georgia. Then Ben Cissell, the drummer from Audio Adrenaline, sits down to talk car racing, movie premieres, extreme days, Festival Con Dios, touring small cities, Carman, enhanced CDs, lawn talk, first cars, and more.
I am already lagging like crazy.
Oh no. Hey, Mr. Lagger. Hey, Mr. Lagmeister.
I would rather have a logger than a lagger.
Hey, all right.
My video, it's like doing the like...
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
And like your audio comes through and like a half second later, like... Exactly.
I just want to mess with you now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great. Any idea why?
Nope. But today was the high school awards ceremony at the school. And Sarah the Coug and I went and attended because we got an email from the school saying Megan is winning the shoot. Now, hang on. What's the name of the award?
Most Christ-like.
Amen.
I won that at summer camp.
The Eagle.
Ribbon to prove
Yeah.
it.
So Megan won the Eagle Heart Award, which is kind of like the Student of the Year award or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, it's got to be because of all of her podcast announcing.
It is.
Yeah,
that's true. They take into account extracurriculars, I hear.
That's right.
Yeah. It's definitely not, it's definitely the podcast thing and not, the other criteria, which are being dependable and accepting responsibility, turning work in on time, showing initiative, positive personality traits and attitude, ability to work independently, complies with classroom and school rules and safety regulations, good attendance, arriving to school and class on time. I laughed at that one. And respectful of the student body, staff, and faculty.
Oh, yeah. All things that contribute to being an announcer on this podcast.
I say, are you sure that's not about the podcast? Because I heard a lot of things that sounded like her work on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all we're going to say here is, Megan, you're welcome.
And she's not a student anymore. Is she going to want a paycheck? Jeez.
Who knows?
Right now we just have her as a student worker.
I mean, I have to get a job at that pizza place you like.
There we go.
Can I get a job at that pizza place you like?
Oh, probably.
Okay. I already am a mascot, so I have mascot experience.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's critical to Lake Skabegon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
Hi. How's it going?
Good.
Hey, pal. Hey,
Good
Squid.
to see you. Is Ben in the waiting room already?
Oh,
Yeah,
totally.
dude.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, he's enjoying that loop.
Cool of him.
Wish some people some stuff, I guess.
Hey, happy Failure Puddle Friday, guys.
Hey.
What did you guys think of our trip to Savannah?
Oh, it was a
Man,
best
it was
time.
such a good time. It was so good to see you all in person.
Oh,
It
It was moist.
I mean, what can you
Perhaps-
expect, right? In the
Perhaps
South
steamy.
with temperatures like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
No other
just
word I
getting
would use.
over. Just getting over now that last squad show. Oh, the
Put that
tears.
many squids in one room, it's gonna get steamy.
Steam.
Also hot in Georgia.
Am I right?
My favorite part was when we went to that place and saw the stuff with the thing.
Yes.
Did the thing?
Those other
Did the
people?
things?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
fun times?
no. It was really crazy when that thing did the other thing. Maybe not.
When that guy said to the other guy, yeah, I'll never forget it.
Oh, that conversation that was had with that guy that we don't know who we had the conversation with because we never got his name. Yeah. Oh, it was so fun.
Incredible.
The best.
It was so good to see all the other people.
Seriously, a shout out to that person and that other person, and especially
Really good to
that
meet you.
person. Yeah,
Thanks for
sure.
Honestly, thanks for
Never thought I
listening.
get to see that person. Yeah.
Honestly, thanks for
And,
listening.
and as is tradition, I lost something at a Squad 5-0 show.
Oh,
Naturally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
You'll never see that again.
Nope.
No.
Well, there was that time. You got it back.
I did.
Yeah. So here's hoping that it turns up in some lost and found and it's sent
Right.
your way.
It's in the river by now.
It might be on Hutchinson Island. Who knows?
It could wash up.
And this has been Time Travel with the Squids.
Love that. What if that's the full recap we give on this show?
Look, we had to get it out of the way now.
Right.
We just never follow up post it actually happening.
I mean, we haven't done a Furnace Fest recap yet, so
No. We should do that this October while Furnace Fest is happening.
Are we gonna let our guest in? Are we gonna cover voicemails?
Are we gonna make him get in by himself?
There's no time for our guest? Is that what I heard? I heard there was no time for our guest. Is that what you just said?
Sorry, Ben.
No.
We just don't have time for you.
We're just gonna let him be there, and then we're gonna make up things he would have said and questions we would have asked.
Is this like a
Oh,
Kimmel? My apologies to Matt Damon. We ran out of time, or
We should do that sometime, huh?
my apologies to Mojo. We ran out of time.
I was just going to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey, Ben.
Hey.
What's up?
How you doing?
It's good to see you. Doing wonderfully.
Oh, you're already taking notes. I appreciate that. Okay.
Yeah.
Spent way too much time in the waiting room.
Puts a Fugazi song in my head.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm glad you pressed that little unmute button. Well done. Some of our guests have not ever done that and just been, what is that video I was watching?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. I usually don't do these on my phone, but we're in the Dominican Republic.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Congratulations.
And I wasn't sure if everything would work, but I guess everything's working.
Well, we're honored you jumped on for while you're away.
Absolutely.
No problem, man.
Yeah. And the nice thing about the internet is that it's everywhere.
Yeah, even the Dominican Republic. And so that's why I usually don't wear, I guess my cabana wear is, and it's Taco Tuesday, so this is my Taco Tuesday. But this isn't
excellent.
a video podcast, right?
No, just little low light clips here and there, but that will be one. Right.
I respect it. It's a nice shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife, who's over here, is not a big fan, so that makes me wear it even more. You know?
Understood.
You can tell her there are 4 people in your corner that really respect that shirt.
Yeah,
It's
Ron, they like
yeah.
my shirt.
We do. We don't mean to stir things up at home or on vacation, but if
that's okay.
if that happens, I apologize now in advance.
No, that's fine. I wasn't even sure. I think I said this in the text that I was coming on this trip, or that it was fully firm. It was always kind of up in the air. So it's fun. So this is we're here. I think a lot of people would assume we're here on a mission trip, but that's not the case. We're here celebrating our youngest son's high school graduation with, I think there's 21 of us. We just had We just had 21 of us at a hibachi restaurant. So at any time, I might get the rumblies and have to move for a little bit.
You're always
We'll
welcome.
see what happens.
Yeah, right. You need to go.
I mean, the nice
understand.
thing is, if you've got your phone, you're mobile. You can take us with you.
That would have to become a clip. Yeah.
Honestly,
That would be
location
entertaining.
agnostic. You can do it anywhere you need to. You can take your phone and prop it up, and there you go. It's the wonderful thing about modern life.
Yeah, that could work.
And you wouldn't have to feel bad because you would not be the first person who has done that on our podcast.
That's right.
Really?
That's true.
Yes.
Oh,
We won't name names, but
that's amazing.
Yeah, we won't name names, but how about that Gasoline Heart show down in Savannah? That was great,
That's
wasn't
right.
it?
How about that? Yeah, absolutely.
That what happened?
oh well.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, Kevin, happy Failure Puddle Friday.
Oh, thank you, Brock.
I'm going to introduce our guest. Today we're talking with Ben Cissell, who attended his first vintage race in 2009. He was amazed at what he saw and immediately hooked. He was familiar with the idea of vintage racing, but he thought it was staged. As most of you know, he couldn't have been further from the truth. Vintage racing is very real. So he decided to do something about the fact that nobody knew anything about vintage racing, and vintage racing today was born. So I think that's what we're going to spend most of our time talking about today.
All right. That's not where I thought we were going, but I'd love to talk about that.
So my first question is, what vintage things were racing, I guess?
I've been a car fan like my whole life. And in 2009, a bunch of guys, and at that time I was still in a band and I never had weekends off. And they invited me along to a race and I went in Virginia. And I had always kind of done like music videos or like skate videos and fell in love with it. But what kind of cars were just like old Mustangs, Camaros, anything like from the 60s and 70s, some cars from the 50s, but like sometimes like some very high dollar like Ferraris, Aston Martins, things like that. So I always kind of thought it was kind of crazy these guys were doing this. And then a lot of like little British sports cars. So that was a lot of fun. Probably not the intro you guys were hoping for.
No, that's exactly what we were hoping for.
Yeah, well, and you mentioned that you were also in a band. Which band was that?
Yes, I was the drummer of Audio Adrenaline from 1996 to I think 2007, and then we did another show like I think in 2009. But yeah, so I did that, and then now I play with cars. So it's awesome because I'm 50. And I've never had to grow up yet. So I started in the band when I was 19, and all of the jobs that I've had since and I worked for a law firm for 2 years, but this law firm had like arcade games and skee ball and things like that in it. So I've never had to really grow up, which has been pretty much a lifelong dream.
That's fantastic. What was your technique with skee ball? Did you have any tips or tricks? Like how did you achieve the high score?
I don't think I ever got the high score, but I like to bounce it off of the side and into, and I always aimed for not the 500, but like I think it was the 400 or the 50 or the 40, depending on where you went. Yeah,
right.
I tried to go for the middle one there.
Because you can dependably reproduce that, right? Like if you get the 10,000, that's wonderful, but it's really hard to get the 10,000 all the time.
I don't know if I ever have in my life, but I've never tried for it. But because I feel like that's the greedy way to do it, and that's how they sucker you into no tickets.
That's right. No tickets. So I was just with my boys at the arcade. They're like 5 and 7. And so they're still learning about like what tickets are, like this idea of a fungible token,
Yes.
And the idea that, some games pay out tickets and some don't. We had a huge meltdown about the fact that, one son, the older one, knew how tickets worked and had many of them. The other son did not. And so so many tears, so much disappointment. I think we're going to work on this. We're going to figure it out, but it sounds like you've got the hang of it. Were there tickets where you were?
We've talked about this, my wife and I, and she's like rolling over right now, but there's a 10-year span of any parents that maybe the worst 10 or 15 minutes is standing at the ticket counter at like Chuck E. Cheese or a Dave and Buster's, and the kids don't know what to do with the tickets, and you're wanting to leave, and you're kind of at your wit's end. So we talk about that quite a bit. So Brock, you have probably 5-10 more years of that coming to you.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm not sure if I'm ready for it, but I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty brutal. And nobody ever
Yeah.
tells you that, like as a kid, it's like the most magical time. And then as a parent, it's a little rough.
For sure. Well, I know you've been on a couple different Friends podcasts already, so we're going to try really hard not to retread ground or ask questions that you've already answered. No doubt we will. We're going to get there. But you've been
I can
on
answer
Church
them
Jams
differently.
now. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, right off the bat, there's a bone to pick I have with the Lawless twins about talking about extreme days, but that's okay. That's all right.
They, I think they warned me about that.
They did.
They told me that you would talk about
That's
that.
why I was like, we'll get this out of the way. I have my copy of Extreme Days right here.
Okay.
And how was it having a song in that movie?
It was weird. It
Okay.
was cool. We were on this thing called Festival Con Dios, and they premiered it, and there was this like a little mini ramp for like skateboarders and BMX riders to our left when we were on stage, and then behind that was like this big semi truck that was painted with Extreme Days on it.
Yeah.
And we had heard our friend Eric, I can't remember his last name, but he was with Truth Clothing, and he was like, it was his first like directorial debut. And we had heard we're going to get to go to the premiere of that movie. And so it was kind of cool to see that. And I think we were in like a trailer for it. But to go to like a movie theater, and to hear your song in a movie, that was kind of a weird experience. And then to go to that movie with the people that were in the movie, that was also very crazy.
That story on Audio A to Z was phenomenal.
Yeah.
About that premiere.
With Bob Smiley and trying the really pretty hot girl in the movie is sitting right next to me, and then on the other side of me is Bob Smiley, who's a stand-up comedian and very funny, but funnier I think when he's not on stage, the stuff that he just kind of like says under his breath, and he's just ripping on the movie in one ear. And I'm dying laughing because what he's saying is so funny and also pretty true. But I'm also trying not to laugh so that the one of the main characters, who's very attractive sitting next to me, doesn't think I'm making fun of the movie that she's in. And that was one of like the longest hour and a half of my life. But I have a better story than that. My wife sitting here. We got invited.
Take that, Lawless Twins. Sorry.
Here we go. There she is. She's trying to hide. We got invited to the premiere of Narnia when Narnia came out, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
The first one,
and there was this big thing. And with what we were doing, we got to go. We also got to go see The Passion of the Christ with Mel Gibson before it was finished at this church with a bunch of other people. I remember Winona Judd being there, and Ricky Skaggs was bawling, crying, but it was still like a lot of the stuff was still like green screened. And Jim Caviezel, Jesus, his like skin was like green in a lot of it because they hadn't put in all the special effects. But at that time, Mel Gibson was like trying to plead to the church. He thought everybody in Hollywood at the time was telling him this movie was going to be an utter failure. And he was trying to get the support of like the church or people, or like, I guess what you would call influencers in the American church at the time, to just see it, to say, hey, no, he might be on the right track here. And it was a really cool moment. But this Narnia thing, we had both been invited by our manager, Scott Brickle, to go see The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the first Narnia, like as it came out. And they did this big like red carpet and all this stuff. And we're walking out, and somebody from one of the like people that were associated with promoting the movie, they wanted to get comments from different people in the industry to talk about it. So they stopped my wife and I, and what'd you guys think? And I was like, man, it was really cool. It was, really neat. And I don't remember what I said, but I tried to hype it up. Then they asked her, who is a redhead, and she goes, yeah, I don't really like fantasy movies. And the ice in the waterfall didn't look very realistic. So, of course, this lady was super defeated. And I love it because my wife is always pretty brutally honest. But awesome. I just thought it was funny because then obviously they couldn't use mine because they went straight from my quote to her quote. And so they couldn't use either one of ours. And so another awkward movie premiere thing that I was involved with.
Oh, that's
editorially removed. Yeah.
Yes. But did you enjoy? Do you watch Extreme Days, Pete?
Oh, I often. I mean, since I own it, I probably watch it about bi-yearly. So every couple of years, I guess that's what bi-yearly means, right? Not twice a year. But yeah, every
it's whichever your heart feels.
You know what? Sometimes twice a year, sometimes once every 2 years. And Snake, the other white meat makes me laugh every time.
You're living the good life there.
I
really.
That was a deep cut. I like that.
And the name, because I looked on my copy, I had to take a picture of the back because my eyes are old, so I could zoom in. It's Eric Hanna. It's an Eric Hanna film.
Eric Hanna, yes.
And Cassidy Ray was the young lady you were sitting next to.
Yeah. And like the next couple of years after that, I saw her in other things, and then I haven't seen her since. I wonder what happened to her.
And then Rufio, of course, was in that movie as well. So
yeah,
from Hook, Dante Basco.
Yeah, and I remember when he was at the premiere, we were pretty excited to see him.
Awesome.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't get to sit by him though. That would have probably been a lot better story.
That would have been next to Cassidy Ray was great for teenage Pete. But yeah. I was trying to see if she was anything else, but we'll get back to that later.
I can't remember. What song did we use in the movie?
I think it was, oh gosh, I just had it up.
Was it Mighty Good, Leader? I can't remember now.
It was.
I believe it was Good Life.
Good Life, yeah.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was Good Life.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I wonder why I thought the other thing.
Because that's when I think it was over like a montage where they're like all friends. I again, it's been 2 years since I've seen. No, I watched it last year, but I don't remember exactly what they used it for. But I think it was over a montage. I had meant to watch it this week, and I didn't because I was all ready to go, and then I didn't watch it. But that's right.
Life comes at you fast.
Extreme even. Yeah.
Oh man, it's like we used to kind of quote that stuff because there was like a 5-year span in Christian youth group culture where everything had to be extreme, spelled with just an X.
Extreme,
yes, and like every VBS or Bible camp or everything had to be to extreme sports or like Mountain Dew commercials or things like that. And then the other thing about Extreme Days is, Toby had that song and we were on tour with him because he did that Con Dios thing with us. And then we toured with him other times and he always played that song. And then from that song, you get what's the Kid Rock Ball with the Ball, which is basically the same song. Extreme Days is Ball with the Ball. So I always, when I think of Extreme Days, eventually I have Kid Rock in my head for the rest of the day, which is not recommended.
And then we have to apologize. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
his name is Kid Mac.
Yeah,
and the Rock is back, no slack. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the byline on Extreme Days, and they did use the full E, is "Life's a Trip." So that's a trip.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was proud of them for using the full E.
Yeah.
That was to go against youth culture at the time.
I know it costs a little extra for that extra letter, but I appreciate that. Yeah.
You know how much those vowels cost. I've seen Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
And next up, we'll take Extreme Communion.
Yes.
Well, thank you. That great.
Yeah, I hope that helped. I'm distracted because my wife is trying to sneak out of here real quick. Sorry.
Happens to us all the time.
Yeah.
It's exactly that's the nature of the podcast. People trying to get away. So I understand.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about Festival Con Dios. Between we talked to Tom and Owen from the Elms this year, and they were on that first tour. And then it was the release anniversary. I'm the guy that holds up albums and CDs and things on the internet. And so I apologize for that too. But the Festival Con Dios release date was not too long ago. So I've just been thinking a lot about that and the whole, this spectacle. I'm so curious what it was like to be a performer. Because did you say, was it like motorbikes and stuff happening at the same time as your performance? Yeah. How was that?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved that whole like traveling festival. We played like a lot of like mall or church parking lots or just open fields. But you were talking about the Elms, and I need to send it to you because the Elms, I think they also had some fun on that. It was a lot of camaraderie with all of the bands minus one, and it was a lot of fun to have everybody out there. But the last show of the first run of Festival Con Dios, the Elms took everybody, like we didn't have backstage, but we had like a tent behind the stage, and taught us all this song about Festival Con Dios. And they wrote a whole song about it, which is actually a pretty catchy song. Like I could still sing it now. It was Festival Con Dios, we'll miss you tomorrow. And it was very kind of like a Flaming Lips song. But I loved touring with them. PAX 217 was out with us, Switchfoot.
Let's go.
And there was a lot of really cool bands, but like every day, my job in the band was to be like kind of like camp counselor. And so whoever's on the road with us, they're going to either take part in our shenanigans or we're just not going to get along. And so we had like kickball games every day, or we would play with like those like balsa wood airplanes. You remember those things with rubber bands?
Sure do.
And we would try to do things. Now, I will say it felt a little bit weird on our part because a lot of the bands that we were out with were in like 15 passenger vans, and living in 15 passenger vans. And then we and another band had these big luxurious like tour buses. And a lot of times, so one of the bands who I just still have a bitter pit in my heart about, they didn't hang out. They were not a very fun band to be around, but we tried to, anybody could like come in our bus, have some fun, also get tied up in our shenanigans. So our bus kind of ended up being kind of like the hangout spot because it had air conditioning and like couches for people to lay down in after driving all night in their 15 passenger vans. But yeah, so I loved Festival Con Dios, especially. I think I might favor the second year over the first year.
I haven't heard that sampler from year 2 yet. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is the point where I say anything you don't want in the podcast, we can say timeout. Kevin is the editor, and we would, we would leave anything out.
No, that's fine. I'm pretty publicly bitter about the Newsboys, so you can leave all of that in there.
Oh yeah,
there we go.
That's
right.
We've just never. I think I'm the only one in the band that has never really bridged that gap. I think everybody else has kind of let bygones be bygones, but that's just not my personality, I guess.
And it feels like, I mean,
but you don't have to edit that out. I'm fine with them knowing that.
That's fine. I don't think we'll have them on.
It seems like Newsboys were so into like the whole like motorbike, dirt bike thing and all this. It seems like at least on paper, you should have gotten along, right? Like, but they wanted to go to different tracks, I suppose.
I don't know. They just didn't want to partake in any of what we were doing. And I don't know because they were just never around. But like when we did the same thing with like Toby Mac or Mercy Me or the Supertones, like we couldn't be separated. Like I think most people would think we were all in the same band and then we just played at different times on stage, and that's kind of what it felt like the whole time. So it was just kind of a weird, I guess that dynamic was weird, but like I loved Earthsuit was on that. Super Chick, they were great. The Elms, I love the Elms, and Tyler, our guitar player, fell in love with the Elms and like would watch all of their shows, and that was always kind of fun. I would videotape a lot of the band's shows. In fact, I made a music video on Festival Con Dios for the band Benjamin Gate and for Supertones.
Nice.
I did the Return of the Revolution video for the Supertones.
Oh, nice.
And Overkill, the Men at Work song for Benjamin Gate, just because I was there on tour.
Nice.
And so it was always fun to see like what they would do, like the first 2 or 3 shows of like, let's say a 30, 40 city tour. And then at the end, and you kind of either watch them progress or like try things or, a lot of times I remember there was this guy that worked for us, Chris Beatty, who was in was 7 Day Jesus, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was a huge Switchfoot fan.
Yeah,
And
I use 7 Day Jesus as my coaster for my water.
Nice, yeah.
And
So I remember
Beatty's a good guy. Yeah.
we were setting up the inflatable what do you call it? Rodeo bull thing that we had for Con Dios. And John from Switchfoot came out, and Beatty had gotten like a pre-release of their record and said, "Hey, can you guys play Dare You to Move sometime on this tour?" So like at their sound check, they worked it up and played it for him. And it was just kind of like that. Like the record, I don't think it had come out yet. So nobody in the crowd knew it, but he wanted to hear it, so he did.
Pre
That's
the
awesome.
huge success of that song. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
And it was always really cool to see, like, I was a big Switchfoot fan, and we shared management for a while. And what was the name of that Nicholas Sparks movie that they were all over with Mandy
Walk
Moore?
to Remember. Yeah.
Yes. And so we were kind of like on the road and kind of brothers at that time. And to watch them just blow up. And it was a weird thing because it was like the Christian market just didn't get them.
Right.
And, Mandy Moore ended up becoming a huge fan of them, and they blew up. So it was really cool to see, and they blew up quick. And when bands that you think deserve it get the recognition that they actually deserve, that's always like one of the best feelings, when you're like, oh, wow, great guys, really great band. And then they finally kind of get what they deserve. I think that was a cool moment for us.
Oh, for sure. And then Beatty went on to be their one of their road guys for a bit.
Really?
For
awesome.
a few years. Yeah. That's how I met Beatty.
Funny story about Beatty.
Yeah, please.
So he was like guitar tech and drum tech and set up drums. And we didn't come out to do a sound check one night. And I came out, and we would come out to like this, like, song, like a Muzak song that Will would make that was like 45 seconds long, to just like get there, sit behind your drum set, connect your ear monitors, pick up your sticks and go. And I came out one night and my two toms were upside down. no time to change them, nothing. And I could never tell with Beatty, I could never tell if this was a practical joke or if he just didn't know. So I'm like trying to signal him while we're playing and not hit the toms, but I'm like trying to signal him, come over here. And he comes over, and I'm trying to like yell at him while we're playing, like, my toms are upside down. And he goes, no, they're not. They look fine. That's what happens. That's what happens when you have a guitar player, be your drum tech. But yeah, it's
great.
Because the legs fit both ways, right?
Yeah. Well, and these were the rack toms too. So I think he had the floor toms right. But it's like one of those things. Like in the moment, I'm pretty angry, but now it's such a great story. I'm glad that happened. I don't remember the city we were playing in or anything like that, but I've remembered that story pretty well.
I would imagine all the cities kind of have to watch together, right? Because you don't get too many chances to see the cities you're in. But also, as I say that, I'm remembering that you did a lot of extracurricular activities on tour.
Yeah, and I have a weird memory with some of things like that. So if there is something that did happen, and then I remember my mom and dad were really on to me. Like they bought me a map, and I had a map and put pins in it of all the cities that we went to. And we were really good at the cities that nobody else toured in. Like we would play the Dothan, Alabamas that other people didn't really, or like Lawton, Oklahoma, or places that, most people don't know exist that, are big enough to have like an old civic center from World War II or a mega church or something like that. So, and that seemed to be kind of our bread and butter was, when we would tour, like when we first toured, my first tour was the Jesus Freak tour, where we played like A cities, big, huge arenas. And then we did Stephen Curtis Chapman, same thing, big, huge arenas. And then when we ventured off into our own tour, we played Live Oak, Florida, and, like Dothan, Alabama, and cities like that. And we kind of found so instead of playing like Portland, we'd play like Salem, or
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
And
Salem is where I live right now, and
Is it?
it's always
So
nice
we
to
play
see
this
a known name come
terrible
through.
city, Salem.
I know, they're the
It's
worst.
Like nobody
The
lives
worst.
there.
Exactly.
Or Medford,
Yeah,
we
come
played
on.
Medford, Oregon. That was a big, and we'd go paintballing in Medford as well.
That's
There
a
was
good
really
place to paintball.
Paintball.
I mean,
It
they
was a good
got
paintball
land
place
out there, man. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I
it was
went to
good.
a little for a couple years, a little Bible college in the Florida Panhandle, like 2 miles into the Florida. That was 20 minutes from Dothan, Alabama. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I worked at Chick-fil-A there, bought a lot of CDs in the Christian bookstore in the mall, went to a lot of concerts in Dothan, Alabama.
What
Yeah.
town were you in? What was the college?
The college was in Graceville, Florida.
Oh,
So the
see, that's
college was the Baptist College of Florida, like a little tiny Bible
nice.
college. It's a
Yeah,
different,
that's
they've
awesome.
renamed it now, yeah. But yeah, I know Dothan, Alabama. Fun fact about Dothan, guys,
Oh.
the daily paper just has a Bible verse like reference on the front page. It just says Genesis 37:17 because that's I think it was David. I don't remember who it was, but it was the verse is he said they are no longer here. Arise and go to Dothan. And so that's like on the daily paper. I don't think it has it printed out. I think it's just the reference, and you have to go look it up. But
Oh,
It's kind of like the In-N-Out
in the
cups.
Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. I'm pretty sure I'm not a biblical scholar, but I'm pretty sure that they weren't referring to Dothan, Alabama.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, you never know, but probably not. Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, I've been wrong this whole time.
It's my life verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get that tattoo removed.
Do you remember playing Campbell University in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina?
Ooh. All right. So when would that have been?
So the time I don't know if it happened more than once, but I know it happened in 2001, I believe, in the fall.
So would that have been like the Go Show with Mercy Me?
So I've been distracted because this whole thing
I don't
unlocked a
know.
memory for me, and I found the old yearbook from that year, which has a picture of the show, and so it was with Luna Halo and you guys, and
I
then
remember. Yes, I do remember that
a
because
campus band was the other opener, and guys, it's Casting Shadows with Calvert and Pritchett and Flip.
Oh, your
Their
boys.
band. Yeah.
No way.
They know
Oh,
they've met
that's
my
awesome.
friends who were in the and I can apologize now. I might need your address to send a check because it was sold out and I snuck in. I did not pay for a ticket
Oh,
that,
well.
that
Yeah,
show.
we gotta mail some
I'm
money.
missing.
I
Yeah,
can
I'm missing.
confess 25 years later. Yeah.
It's you probably owe me about 7 cents, to be honest.
Okay. Oh, I'll do that with interest.
We can make that happen. Yeah.
Just
Get the
drop a
typical
whole
money
quarter in the
market
mail.
rate, do some multiplication. Yeah.
I remember that show really well because of Luna Halo. Like if you sometimes it takes a while to trigger, but Luna
Right.
Halo, they used to be a band called Reality Check, and I lived with those guys.
Oh, wow.
I lived with
Did you really?
Chris Blaney and Nate from Reality Check in this old haunted house in Nashville. And then Carrie Barlow, who was Nate's brother, who was at that time probably 15 to 16 years old, and then joined Luna Halo. But yeah, so I remember that because it was our first time really playing to see Luna Halo, and it was kind of cool to see where those guys progressed. And now Carrie Barlow is like one of the biggest songwriters in Nashville, and Nate plays for Keith Urban.
That's right.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a good
But
gig
so
to
I
land.
do remember that. Now I wouldn't remember
Okay.
what did you say? Bowie, North Carolina, and
Bowie's Creek.
Campbell
Yeah.
University, Bowie's Creek.
Bowie's
Nice.
Creek. Yeah, it would have been in the old D. Rich Auditorium. Yeah.
Is that named after Jim Bowie?
I have no idea who the creek is named after.
Presumably.
There is
It would
a real
have to be,
creek,
right? Yeah.
You would think. Yeah.
We're not sure if there's a real Bowie or not.
There may not be.
Yeah.
Could be a fraudulent name.
So how many universities did you go to?
Only
Here we
two.
go.
Look, I was in undergrad for 5.5 years because you can't just rush your way to a PE degree, you know? Like that's pretty challenging. It takes some time. But no, only 2 colleges for undergrad.
Is that philosophical education? I'm sorry.
Yeah, philosophy of sport in school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many did you go to? Sorry.
Just those two, and then
All right, just curious.
2 others later.
How much college debt are you currently in?
It's not so bad right now. We're under $10,000, I think, at this point.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
Wow.
Wow.
Pretty good. Chipping away.
Finished grad school first time 20 years ago this year. So, totally almost gone.
I did want to ask in the other direction, like stepping, because Audio Adrenaline was already kind of an established act when you joined them. What was it like stepping in to something like with where they had been and kind of where they went after you joined the band?
Yeah, so it was kind of a weird time because for about 6 to 8 months before I was in the band, I was with the band. I sold T-shirts and set up the drums and tried with the guitar stuff. I wouldn't tune the guitars, but I would set up their mics and their pedal boards and all the stuff that I could do. I never set it up upside down, Chris Beatty, but I did the best that I could do. And the drummer at the time, Frisch, named Greg Harrington, he had told me early on, he's like, listen, I'm going to play drums for Martina McBride. They were doing this big national campaign to find their drummer. And at that time, anybody could send in VHS tapes. And so I worked at it. They knew that I played drums. Greg would sit down with me in Will's basement and try to teach me parts. I really struggled with a few of the songs, to be honest. Free Ride, for some reason, was one of the songs that really messed me up. But I was there kind of while they were recording Bloom, and they knew that they could live with me. So that was probably in a band. Sometimes that's more important. They felt like I was, I think, progressing as a drummer, so they felt like, oh, well, we'll, work with him and give him some time. And eventually he can kind of work into it. So I appreciate that. So when I started, I remember there was this time back to Alabama, they were doing this 3 or 4 show run in Alabama and Mississippi before the Jesus Freak tour. And they had told me that I got the gig or they thought that I had the gig, not fully confirmed it. Then they said, actually, we're rethinking. I don't know who they talked to or what made them rethink it, but for a while I thought I didn't have it. And then I said, well, how about, can I just go try to play these 4 shows? And that will be kind of if I fall on my face, Greg will be there. He can do the rest of the show. I'll go back out in the hall and sell T-shirts, and I'll be the T-shirt salesperson for the Jesus Freak tour. And so I put a lot of pressure on myself, but it was also just kind of a last ditch effort, And so I played the 4 shows. They didn't go horribly wrong. And I remember I got a call from Scott, their manager, and he said, you're going to be the drummer of Audio Adrenaline now. And I said, awesome. And he's like, we're going to have to find a merch guy, but you might have to help out with merch for the first couple shows until we find a person. But with that, we're leaving. And this is maybe 2 weeks before the Jesus Freak tour started. So he's like, the first thing you have to do is go to Mark's house tomorrow, and they got to get you fitted for clothes to wear for the Never Gonna Be As Big As Jesus video, which we were flying out to Los Angeles to film. And their plan was they were just not going to have a drummer in the band, in the videos, kind of before with their drummer before that, who would kind of be in some stuff and not in some stuff. And so I found out I was not only going to be in that video, but we had to fly out to LA. I had to go all of a sudden, it was just any of the movies that you see, everything just happened really fast. And then 2 days after we filmed that video was the start of we started at the Bren Center in Irvine, California. So we went out to LA to film the video, and then we started the Jesus Freak tour. And it was all arenas. And I think all but 2 of them were sold out for 65 shows. So I was thinking, well, this is going to be the rest of my life. It's pretty nice, and we were traveling around in what we called the blue truck at the time. We had sold it to the Supertones after the Stephen Curtis Chapman tour, but it was just a rider truck that we built bunks in and carpeted. And we had a PlayStation. We had a Ford Ranger window on the side that you could slide open to shine a flashlight into the truck driver's mirror to tell him we had to stop in case somebody had a poo emergency. But other than that, we peed in Gatorade bottles and rode. And I just thought, like, honestly, like most people would think that was not the best. And my parents worried, quite a bit about. But like I look at that time as like that. I kind of look at that time more fondly than when we had like a tour bus or had like really cushy accommodations, because it felt like we were trying to build something. But Brock, to answer your question, to come into like an established band, I feel like it was a lot of pressure, but at the same time, I love and have always loved like AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, kind of classic rock stuff. And everything I was hearing from Bloom, they were going away from like the pop rock EMF drum machine kind of music, after Drum Machine had that fatal accident. They were kind of going more to like the live classic rock sound. And I was all about that. And I probably tried to help drive that sound a lot more than maybe I should have, as just being like the merch guy, drum tech guy in the band.
Yeah, but you were saying like there was another drummer they were touring with, so you didn't replace the drum machine directly, but you weren't far off the heels of it either.
Yeah, I never got to meet Drum Machine, and there's this, and I have it in my basement. I don't know why they did this, but like that first record, they put the Drum Machine literally on a pedestal, and like he was a member of the band. So from then on, I always just kind of acted like, that was a member of the band. But
that was the guy. Yeah.
Brian Hayes then replaced Drum Machine after that terrible incident. And then it was Greg who went on to be Martina McBride Frisch. And then it was me.
Okay. Yeah. And I feel like, because I read Mark's book a while back and I feel like he references the incident, but I don't remember the details. What happened to Drum Machine? How grisly is it?
It's, no, we always say like, I think I put this in a post on one of those Facebook posts. I just totally made it up. So it's just, just like any touring musician, just, he got a little hit of the power, and, he was a 110, DC to AC adapter, it was a DC drum machine. And, he just kind of got a little bit hit. And they did a little tour in Europe, and he felt that European power, which is different. There's all these adapters. And he tried to direct load it, basically freebasing that. And then came back to America, and he started plugging into appliance adapters and just going for that, way too much power. And it just melted his circuits.
All too common. It's a sad story.
It is a pretty much, just Icarus flying too close to the sun, and
that's it.
Just thinking you're, as any young musician does, just thinking that they're, indestructible. And that's just not the case for drum machines, especially in those days. Drum machines are a lot more stout and can take a lot more power now, but not back then.
Yeah. You drink from the fire hose. That's it.
Sad. So all the songs, the more power he was getting, the songs got faster and faster and faster. It was pretty tragic, and they knew they had to go a different direction.
Bang, bang. It's a revolution.
And for the listeners at home, make sure you stop by the Gospel Music Hall of Fame and just make sure you watch the loving tribute video that they have for Drum Machine there. It's on Pete, is it the second floor?
I think it's the second floor.
Yes.
Is that right next to the Carman exhibit?
Tucked away in a corner there. You got to look for it.
I have thought about that, making a behind the music of Drum Machine, just because that poster that they made is just so funny. And I remember there was a story, like it was up at like Forefront, like when you walked into Forefront Records, which is our record label, like long past the time. Audio Adrenaline had gone through a couple changes since then, but they just kept it up to where Mark or Will just stole it right off the wall and took it home because they didn't want anybody else seeing it. And they put it like in our little storage unit that I had access to, being the merch guy. And I took it because I'm like, oh, this this cannot be thrown away. This needs to. So it's in my basement somewhere
For future generations. Yeah.
And make a thing. But I've got such. Can I tell my great Carman story?
Yes.
Oh,
I was about to ask. Yeah.
I have a great. So I was dating a girl named Cindy Kaler, who was a publicist at EMI. My wife just said something back there. She thought it was funny that I bring her up. And she was actually Switchfoot's publicist. So one of the first times I met Switchfoot, they were in town because they lived in San Diego, but they were in town to do something, and the Foo Fighters were playing at Vanderbilt.
Oh, yeah.
And so me and the guys from Switchfoot and Cindy went and saw the Foo Fighters. So we just like instantly bonded and became friends over that, you know. And this was like Legend of Chin had maybe just come out or weeks away from coming out. So I wasn't really familiar with them, but you know, going to the Foo Fighters with another band will make you instant friends.
For sure.
So she was also the publicist for Carman. And Carman kind of had a crush on her, and they had to drive together to Memphis. And now, granted, it was like a 3-hour drive from Nashville, and it was just Carman and Cindy. And
a lot of Carman time.
I'm still a struggling musician, and she, you know, Carman is very wealthy, and he's at full Carman mode at this time. Like Carman Riot had come out, and you know, Carman is doing well. And so he pulls up, and she describes it in a really nice Lexus SUV, and they're driving, and they drive for about 30 minutes, and they're just talking about what they're going to do. And finally, to break the awkwardness, she's like, "Can we play some music?" And he says, "Sure we can." And he puts in this CD that's all of his music, just the tracks. And he is driving and singing to her his own music.
So it's a private chauffeured performance.
Yes.
By Carman himself.
It's like Carman karaoke by Carman. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Carman karaoke in a car.
Yeah, but she wasn't like a Carman fan. So like this was not like
that's not what she was asking for.
She was asking for basically anything but Carman. And he's singing and like she's like even saying like it was like in Mike Myers movies where they're looking at you too long and you're like, "Hey, you're driving here. You're like, pay attention to the road." And he's like singing to her.
Oh geez.
And she can't, like, she's trying to look ahead and not look at him in the eyes. So I just always loved that story. And to me, that perfectly describes who Carman is. Like I love,
my word.
Love him or not love him, that's who he is. And he was a Carman fan. So, you know, I have to give it up to him.
Maybe the biggest Carman fan.
I would have never been able to do that. Like, I'm not a singer, but yeah. And she even described it as it was like all of the tracks except for his vocals, you know, and like he's obviously he's done this before.
Like this is the CD he hands to the sound guy.
That's the Carman move.
Oh my gosh. Fingers crossed that makes an appearance in the movie.
I hope so.
And I just wonder if it ever worked. Like that would be the greatest thing. Like, did that ever work on somebody? And, you know, I'd love to meet, maybe it did. Maybe Cindy was lying to me this whole time and it worked fabulous on it. But I just think that's a great story.
Was he wearing overalls?
I don't know. I don't know if he was wearing overalls, but she's like, that was the longest 3-hour drive of her life.
Oh my goodness. Right. Yeah. Wow.
That's an incredible story.
Yeah, and I wish I would. I think I asked her, like, was it just an album like that, or was it like a compilation? I don't know. I asked that, but I don't remember the answer.
Carman's songs to woo you by.
Yeah.
Well, at that time, his tour was a pretty big production, right? He would have had like dancers and stuff, but I don't know that he toured with live musicians. So I wonder if the CD was the one that he would take to the sound guy and say, "Here, put this on. We're going to do the show." Like if that's just how he rolled. Like, wow. Wow.
I think on tour, because I had a friend, my best friend Jeff Ross, who I kind of moved to Nashville to live with, was the percussionist on the Riot tour.
Oh.
And he had all kinds of great stories also. But so I think on tour he had a band, but when we'd play like sometimes festivals with him, it was just maybe a guitar player and then the rest of it was on tracks. So I think it just depended on. So you might be right, Brock. It might be that might be what he just gives the sound guy at like churches and says, play this.
I would like to be the person in the car with him in some ways, but in other ways I sure wouldn't. And I'm trying to figure out like which one weighs more, like, because that's a unique experience. And to be able to say I got my own Carman concert while he was driving, like that's fascinating.
And you couldn't do that now because, like, knowing her, she would have pulled out her iPhone and videotaped it.
Sure.
You believe this is
Yep.
happening
Right.
to me right now. And back then, that didn't even exist.
Right.
That's true. Right.
I'm just picturing like the Night at the Roxbury guys.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But like, we have so many stories like that. And it's such a unique time of like I started in 1995 till about 2002, 2003. There was just a magical time in Christian rock music of like, it was just like this weird subgenre of music that none of us really agreed to be in this subgenre of music. We were just kind of put there. And it was a lot of fun. And it was, like I said, like Switchfoot is a great example of somebody that, I don't want to say moved out of that genre, but they kind of moved beyond it. And, it was really cool to see. And even Carman in some ways kind of moved beyond it. But we saw that with DC Talk as well. So it was just a weird time of like, I can tell when I talk to people now, like I work in sports car racing. And if I tell them, if they find out that I was in a band, or I tell them I used to be in a band, I can instantly know if they went to youth group in the 90s or not by their eyes. If I say Audio Adrenaline, most of the time people are like, I'm saying just a foreign language, like they've never heard of that or anything like that.
Cool.
But
story,
if that
bro.
person, but if that person, happened to be involved in like the church or youth group in some way in the 90s and they're about my age, then they're like, whoa, really? And they've, then to some of those people were like a huge band, but just to a very specific group of people. So it's a weird existence of every once in a while you just happen to find somebody that was in the right place or maybe the wrong place at the right time, however you want to look at it. But it's just kind of it's kind of funny now to see. Or they say, so we're here with like a bunch of other families. None of the other families knew the band, but a family, Jason and Misty's friends, were big Audio Adrenaline fans. So they'll go back and tell them stories of things that I've done here that I'm like, you might not want to mention that. You might want to keep that one to yourself a little bit.
Or you send them to Spotify, and I think they've changed it now, but then it would bring up a whole different band.
I was so upset. And we had lunch. Me and Mark and Will and Bob had lunch about 2 years ago, and we were all talking about that and tried to like run it up a flagpole. Like, I'll pay money. All of us are like, we'll pay money. But like when I tell my friends that, in any walks of life or like in racing, that I was in a band, the first thing they do is like pull up Amazon Music or Spotify or whatever. And it's just this boy band. And they're like, and they show me the phone. They're like, well, which one were you? And I'm like, I'm none of those people. So then they're like, oh, so you're just lying. Yeah. Well, it's not even the Jared. Like, I'd be okay if it was the Jared Byers version.
Right.
It was, It's a bunch of people. I don't even know who they are.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It's
because it's Adam Agee, right? It's
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Adam, I do know him because he was in Stellar Kart, but the other guys I don't recognize. And and it looks like a very safe, it looks like how you would take a Mercy Me photo shoot to me. And that's, I love Mercy Me. They're some of my best friends, but we weren't the same kind of bands. They're not going to do the same photo shoot we would have done and vice versa.
Right. Yeah. And a wide-brimmed hat just doesn't say Audio Adrenaline to me. Like, I feel like it's not the look. There's a certain communication with your clothing style, and that hat is a bridge too far.
But you were saying that they've changed it. I didn't know they've changed it.
Well,
that'd be so good if they did.
I just went there, today for my drive home to listen to a little bit of old school Audio A, and they definitely have a different image for the top, at least on Spotify. And then somewhere in there you get the, Adam Agee version, but there's like they did change it at the very top photo.
Okay. Well, that's better.
Yeah.
So then let me put you on the spot. What would be your go-to? What would you listen to of audio adrenaline to refresh yourself?
Some kind of zombie is my go-to.
Okay.
Or Underdog. Those are my two. Like that was my era. And I saw you guys. Let's see, at Cincy '98. I don't know if you remember the Wesleyan Youth Convention. In Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah.
And that was. I mean, I've seen a few other times, but that's a notable memory. Was seeing you guys there.
Are you from Cincinnati?
No, but I grew up Wesleyan, so that's where we went to for our youth convention.
Yeah,
that year.
We used to play a bunch of like ICYCs.
Yep.
We did any youth convention we could possibly do, because at that time the youth pastors were the people that were exposing music through Interlink to the kids. And so that was the best way to like get your stuff out there. Like if the youth pastor would vouch to this, because at that time, like still in the 90s like that, a lot of churches thought rock and roll music was of the devil, especially if they had a drummer. And so it was just, you couldn't get to the senior pastors. You're never going to change their mind. So you had to go through the youth pastors, and then they would vouch for the parents and things like that. Yeah, so that's funny.
Yeah, I still have my Interlink magazine here.
Nice.
From winter 2000. And that does beg the question.
What is the comparison?
There is a thing we do on this show called, whenever we have somebody that's in this book, we ask them, who was the band that Interlink would compare you to?
It always depended, because
in winter of 2000 is the year for this one. Yeah.
Man.
Long past the EMF days, like you said.
That's right.
I don't know. Yeah, I remember EMF for sure. I remember being compared to Everclear and being at first kind of offended by that. But then like it was the Underdog record, and I was like, but they're kind of right. And I didn't not like Everclear. I just never really thought about us like that. But like Get Down and some of those other songs could be kind of associated with that. But I don't know. What would it be?
Well, you're close. I mean, it isn't that era. It's the Goo Goo Dolls.
The Goo Goo Dolls. Now that's
interesting.
That's right. Actually, I should have asked the rest of the guys to guess, but that's all right. It's the Goo Goo Dolls.
Well, I was going to weigh in and say it. Yeah, I would have guessed like Sugar Ray. Like there was a certain amount of that would have been like the youth group corollary. You know, if you weren't allowed to listen to Sugar Ray, there was some stuff in the Audio A catalog that would have kind of filled that gap.
I would say you're being
Mean
nice.
Machine
I
Sugar
would
Ray,
say, but I'd say some direct ripoffs of Sugar Ray were on the Audio Adrenaline records.
Your cover of Every Morning was amazing.
Yeah. But like, so Mark, it just depended on who had the most influence on what songs. And Mark loved Sugar Ray. So if it was a Mark Stewart song in that era, it was going to have a lot of Sugar Ray influence.
That is an interesting. I don't think I ever thought about that as an actual like kind of cultural influence or stylistic influence, but and they're both named Mark, so it makes perfect sense.
That's true. If it seems a little bit more classic rock, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, that's probably a little bit more of me driving it. If it sounds U2, like Lift and a lot of Lift, that was real. But then Tyler got really into. Tyler went through a huge U2 phase at that time also. So that one kind of hurt us in that. So it just depended. And we didn't really have like a direction or like any kind of like compass we were following. It was like record by record. We're like, yeah, let's try this. Let's see what happens here, or whatever we were listening to. Where some bands are like, we're going to be punk rock until we're 50 years old, or ska or whatever it is. And we were just kind of like, yeah, whatever we kind of feel like doing. But there were songs that I'm like, okay, we could put this on the record, but we're never playing it live. Put our foot down like that. Or
what's an example of one of those? Like what's a song that you just didn't like?
The Sugar Ray record. What's the Sugar Ray song?
Why?
I didn't even play drums on it. It was drum machined because I was like, I don't want to be a part of this. But it's on
principle.
It's on one of them. But
redemption arc for the Machine.
Yeah.
But
Well, that was Drum
someday-
Machine Junior.
Oh, great story there. Great story.
The one who was still on DC. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tried for 3 records to get us to do like a punk rock version of The Devil Went Down to Georgia. And I got vetoed every record.
Because you could see that happening, and it would have fit. I feel like there was a lot of that kind of Southern influence in the sound that I would have landed well with probably a lot of fans.
I tried, and then Primus did it for the Waterboy soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
So and then all of a sudden, the guys were like, "Oh, that would have been a cool idea." I'm like, "Well, shoot, yeah,
right,
yep. I'm telling you, yep." Yeah, but you did a lot of covers, right? Like there was usually about 1 cover per record.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember an album that didn't have, because like the Drum Machine records didn't have covers, but there was Free Ride on
Bloom on Free Ride.
Was,
My Love Opened the Door was one.
That's it. Yep. And that was the one on Underdog. So
what was the tour that you guys opened with the American band? Or no, maybe not opened with, but you played.
It wasn't on a record, but we did that for probably 5-6 years. We would kind of close with it.
That's right. I knew it wasn't on the record, but I remember just being blown away by that as a closure. Because it would start. I think that was the tour where you start with "Come on, clap your hands." You know, that was everybody. Yeah.
But a funny story, like this is full circle.
Yeah.
So the first time we ever did an event at Circuit of the Americas with my racing, we hired Edgar Winter to come play the night thing. And then we did an event at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Grand Funk Railroad, who did American Band, was our band. And then we had the Guess Who come out to one. We had Marshall Tucker Band. But then at Circuit of the Americas, like 3 years later, we had Charlie Daniels. And I had always wanted to meet Charlie Daniels. So that was a cool moment for me. But it was weird of like maybe the 6 bands that we had, we covered like 3 of their songs. So I might have had a little influence on picking some of these bands.
Yeah, right. Just a little, yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, I mean, I just remember in 1997 being a 16-year-old kid. This leads into the Cincy 98, and being excited about that single, that Some Kind of Zombie single with the orange cover. And I think I wore that thing out. Because that song back then, I didn't know really hard music back then, right? So I knew Grandma Train, but like that kind of led into Grandma Train for me as far as getting into that. But that Some Kind of Zombie went hard, and I'm like, what is this? I'm in, and I think that might have been my gateway to hardcore music, Jared. Like Some Kind of Zombie going hard was that whole record, and then Chevette, my dad. That was my dad's favorite Audio Adrenaline song, because it just reminded him of driving down the road with no AC and no FM. I don't think he drove a Chevette, but he's like, it just reminds me of driving as a kid. So so that holds special memories with that song for sure. So that whole record that's where I go to.
I don't think I've ever had anybody tell me that we were the gateway drug for hardcore music.
You're welcome.
So, like you went, like you did Carman to Audio Adrenaline to Under Oath in like 3 steps. That's pretty good.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
you know what's up. That's where we go. Well, and then it was, but that was the thing, right? So it was Blitz, because that guy, that was the ska era. So I was just, Some Kind of Zombie, Blitz, like that whole album went hard for me as a 16-year-old kid, and I still come back to that all the time.
We always talked about that, and Toby once told us, we were riding in the bus and we just couldn't figure out, because we loved the record Some Kind of Zombie. We liked the production on it. It was really fun to make. It was kind of like where we were at, and people didn't like it. The general public, Audio Adrenaline fans. And Toby, like the thing that Toby said that goes back to what we were saying, he's like, yeah, you guys probably should have made more of a what's the Mark McGrath's band we were just talking about?
Sure.
Sugar Ray. Yeah, he's like, you guys probably should have made
a
Sugar Ray record. And he's like, you really should have probably called the record Chevette and just had the song Some Kind of Zombie in the record.
Sure.
But there were still a lot of parents that weren't going to buy their 14 to 16-year-old kids a record called Some Kind of Zombie at the time.
Right.
And, no matter how much Mark would try to explain it, that it was about his time as a missionary kid in Haiti, that didn't do it justice. And then it was a really terrible idea that I had to have us stand on a casket on one of the photo shoots. That kind of sealed it for it because we were. It's just and like we were a very vanilla Christian rock band. We weren't trying to like push the envelope all the time, but that was one of the times that we probably should not have.
Sure.
If you can call that pushing the envelope, but it's one of those things like you live and learn. Yes, I think we might have sold more units and had a more family friendly album had we just called that record Chevette or My Chevette.
It's an interesting idea. Yeah.
But
my folks were all over it. So my dad was like, "This is an awesome album." So he loved the photo shoots to it, and he was like, "This is I'm listening." And he was pretty like conservative Christian. So
yeah.
And you've got, like you said, 13, 14-year-old kids didn't get to buy their own records, but I was like 15, 16 when the single came out. And so, Pete,
I bought that.
You had the CD. I had the single. I had the I think, was it a black? I think it might have been a clear shell. Anyways, it was the orange-sleeved single, and I threw that into my 1973 Dodge Dart, and I would play that on my commutes up and down the hill. And gosh, I listened to that song so much. I loved it so much. One thing that I just learned this year was that the Hairbrush song sounds live, but isn't actually live, right? That was a construction, which it was a piece of me that was like the 15-year-old in me that remains was a little bit disappointed that it didn't actually happen. But I love the invention.
So that somebody was just asking me about that. Oh, the Lawless twins texted me because I guess they're talking about it. Waylon is Bob's son. And he was on the road with us, and to get him to go to sleep, we would play VeggieTales. Then we all kind of fell in love with it as the band, and now he's asleep, and we're finishing these VHS tapes back then of the VeggieTales as just grown adults.
Oh yeah,
and we played a show in Chicago with Stephen Curtis Chapman. And they came to it, and they came to like our meet and greet. And the guy that was Larry the Q, Bob wasn't there, but the guy that played Larry and a lot of the animators came out. And we told them we loved their stuff, and we hung out with them, and they came into our dressing room, and we kind of fanned out on them. And so they're like, well, you guys should just cut a song. So on that tour with Brian McSweeney from 7 Day, we had an ADAT machine that we carried with us. And we took it into this, I think it was University of North Carolina, where Michael Jordan went to college.
Oh yeah.
We were in the girls' basketball locker room. That was like our green room, and it had this huge bathroom, all tiled.
Oh, yeah.
So I went in there and we cut the drums to it. And I come from like a jazz drumming background, so like a lot of the intro has the jazz drums. And then we did that, and then we're like, well, we need to make this thing live. So we actually stole the live crowd from the Jesus Freak live thing that we also had on ADAT. We had their recording of Jesus Freak, and you could just take out everything but the live. Yeah. So we just edited it to where the audience would swell when it needed to swell and would come down when it needed to come down. And I don't know if we ever gave DC Talk credit for their live audience. For that.
It was all part of the ruse. Yeah.
They did all right for themselves.
I think they're okay. But it's funny. I think we put it out on that thing, and I think if I'm not mistaken, that orange, not your version, Brock, but Pete's version, had a CD-ROM in it, right? Like it was something you put into your hard
material.
Drive.
Yeah, I have it over on the shelf. But yeah,
I have no idea I don't remember what we put on that CD-ROM, but that was like the latest, greatest tech. I remember our record company really freaking out that if we do things in the CD-ROM, that will get a lot of attention. And I remember thinking that was pretty funny.
I'll revisit it and let you know.
There's a library, right? There's a wealth of information on enhanced CDs that no one really has the technology to read anymore. And I was just thinking about this the other day. Like I want to put together some sort of like online archive where people can go in and see all that. I don't know what the legal clearance would be like. I guess I'd either have to do it anonymously or through Wiki Commons or whatever. Maybe is there some statute of limitations that would have expired by now on what I can do with that stuff? Who knows?
Surely you could put it on YouTube. And
you would think, right?
Anybody would be, because I don't think you're getting any kind of like royalties from that. I guess it would just be the licensing, but YouTube should take care of that.
Right. Yeah. If I was charging admission for people to come in and watch all these enhanced, because as you can imagine, people would beat down the doors probably. But in terms of
I don't
figuring
know
out how
if
to do it,
Carman might. I'm not sure.
yes,
State might, but I don't think I like if you put what we had on our zombie CD-ROM on YouTube, I would be just as surprised. I would think I would be like, I had no idea this existed because I don't remember what we put on there.
Yeah. No,
Right,
and I
check
think
that out.
depending on the disc that you have, sometimes you can just open up, like sometimes it's QuickTime format or whatever, and you can just copy that and watch it. You can upload it to Google Drive and watch it right now. But some of it is like Flash or Shockwave or whatever, like all the different things that, because they just shut down Flash a couple of years ago, didn't they? I think. Yeah. So anyways, I need to get like a really old computer and just sit down and do this someday.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Because at that time, everybody was having to like do whatever you could on, your CDs, CD-ROMs, or in the 90s, it was a really cool thing to like let the record end, do about 5 minutes of silence, and then have a secret track.
That's right. Yeah.
And now, like, I was really bummed because Nirvana Nevermind had a secret track, and I bought it on iTunes, and then the secret track doesn't exist.
Right.
Oh, it's not even there.
Is that the one they had to
man.
you press play and then you rewound? I know they had some of those.
Remember?
Too.
Yeah, there were a bunch of people that did that.
It was on the lead in. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember if that was theirs.
Johnny Q Public, I think, was the band that was famous for having that, like, rewind on track one so you can hear the hidden track. And I don't have a CD player that lets me do that yet. I don't think it worked on my Discman. It didn't work on my computer, so I need like a different disc player to make it happen. And then I need another computer to record the audio so we can make sure it's preserved.
Was the Johnny Q Public? Was that the Father Abraham?
I think so. I've heard tell.
I think so.
Right.
I can't remember. I like Johnny Q Public.
Yeah.
We did a tour with them. That was a fun tour.
Yeah. Of course, rest in peace, Dan. He was gone too soon. But what a gift. Like, just what wonderful music they made.
Yeah, and we were on tour with them for like a month. I'm from St. Louis, and he's from St. Louis. And we were talking, and I'm like, well, where'd you live? And he told me where he lived, and I'm like, well, my aunt lives on Marshall, and he lived 3 doors from my aunt.
You're serious?
For about 10 years. And so I talked to her about it, and she goes, do you mean the guy that drove a pickup truck that was covered in AstroTurf? And then I had to, like, next time I saw Dan, hey, did you drive a pickup truck? He's like, yeah, I drove I think it was a Chevy S10 that was any part that would be painted or chrome just covered in AstroTurf.
That's incredible. Because he wasn't afraid to be his own self, right? As I understand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's incredible.
So that's some weird Johnny Q Public information from my aunt.
Yeah, I thought I heard there was like a mural of him somewhere in town there.
Probably, yeah. Webster Groves is the area of town that he lived in. So I would hope so. Yeah. And the rest of the guys were from like the Lake of the Ozarks, Springfield, Missouri area.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's where Tom from the Elms is from. Well, not from there specifically, but Missouri is where he grew up.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah. A lot of good musicians coming from Missouri.
Chuck Berry. I used to mow Chuck Berry's lawn.
Did you?
Really? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel there's a story there, too.
Did he?
No, I wish.
No.
No.
Okay.
I worked for a landscape company.
Oh, okay.
Right before I moved down to Nashville, because I had just dropped out of college and my dad was upset. So he's like, well, you're going to have to go get a job. So I did. And we also mowed Phyllis Diller's lawn. And it was on the same route. They lived real close to each other, Chuck Berry and Phyllis Diller. So that was
incredible.
But like, as a rock and roll person, everybody else is like, it doesn't really matter to them. And I was trying to be like, well, not only did he start rock and roll, but he's made fun of in Back to the Future, and they didn't care.
Yeah.
But like, that was a lawn that I would mow kind of slowly, like just come out and get your mail or something, but I never saw him.
We probably should ask you because we had Ethan Luck from the Supertones and other various acts right now
Chris
touring
Beatty's
with Max
former
McNown.
roommate. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, we had him on and asked him a number of questions about yard maintenance, and so it seems like you'd be one of the experts. We could ask you a couple of questions on like what really makes for a well mowed lawn.
Well, I just had to put my phone on a charger. So this is going to get me canceled in a couple of years.
Here we go.
I use Scott's Weed and Feed from Home Depot, and I do it twice a year, and it makes my lawn look luscious. And my wife and I are always talking about, are we winning the battle with our lawn? Because we also have a pretty strict HOA. Terrible for the environment. It's poisoning pets and runoff and all this stuff.
Right.
But our HOA requires us to have nice green lawns. And so then I'm a very competitive person. So then I want my lawn to look better than my other neighbors' lawns, So yeah. So it's the Scott's Weed and Feed. I reseed once a year, and then I water way too much. And my wife, who's giggling back there, yells at me because I leave my water on too long.
Oh,
so yeah.
But that's how you get a nice green lawn, right? And that's how you keep the HOA happy.
It is.
But are you winning?
No, I'm not winning right now. My son just told me that he's got to mow the lawn while I'm gone. But I still do mow my own grass. But like I can just tell by the way things are going, your podcast this episode will be taken off in 10 years or 5 years because of what I'm saying right now. We will be canceled for what I'm saying.
All right.
Well,
this is a challenge by choice, I think. We have to ask you, like, we could take this down anytime.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Kevin will just beep.
Yeah, this will just become the exclusive Patreon version. And it'll just be like timeout music playing, for that whole section.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, just play some weird big house music over that part.
Ooh,
but speaking of Ethan Luck,
yes,
my wife, who is a guitar player, he bought one of my wife's old Epiphone guitars that I bought her like as a wedding gift, and she was just fine a couple years later to sell it to Ethan. She just said lies. So hopefully he still has it. But I love Ethan Luck, and we have some, because he was the guitar player, the Supertones, when I did the Return of the Revolution, and basically lived with them on Festival Con Dios.
Right.
And like that was a band that was so as to Audio Adrenaline is to Mercy Me, it's kind of the same thing. The Supertones, for some reason, became really close and really good friends, and like brothers with Audio Adrenaline, and our backgrounds, we're like all just Midwest kids. And, we always thought Southern California was so exotic, so to be friends and real close with all the guys from the Supertones was always really kind of like fish out of water, just as it doesn't make sense that Audio Adrenaline and Mercy Me were so close. And so there was probably a 4 or 5 year span there where like I'd consider the Supertones some of my best friends. We hung out all the time. Love those guys.
That's incredible. Yeah, I would imagine that's just life, right? Is the lyric from the song? That's just life in Southern California. Did you have preconceived notions of Californians that they demolished? They did away with?
No, I think they accentuated all these stereotypes.
They were exactly the way you expected them to be.
Yeah, growing up, I was a huge, like in high school, I was a huge Bad Religion fan. And Bad Religion, they talked all about Southern California. The whole record Suffer was like basically about that. And like there's they have a song called Land of Competition. And I always just kind of thought of that's Southern California. And I went out there one time and hung out with them. They lived in Mission Viejo. And I was like, man, this is exactly what I've been hearing about. I loved the Descendants and Bad Religion. And they talk a lot about that kind of like, there's a weird area of Southern California that they all kind of grew up in.
Well, and Switchfoot does a phenomenal cover of Sorrow. Like they don't pull it out.
I didn't know
often.
that.
Yeah, but he's done it out. He's done it live a couple times. So
that's cool.
Phenomenal version of Sorrow. It's different.
Yeah,
but it's great.
That was a good song, though.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's weird, like Bad Religion especially, but even the Descendants, like it was cool to hear them kind of bring that down acoustically to where you could actually just appreciate the songsmanship of some of their songs. You know, I wish they would do that with some of their older songs. Yeah, like Greg's songwriting is unbelievable. And, you know, I remember as a kid, like getting out an actual like dictionary or thesaurus, because you'd read like the liner notes, and this is in the cassette days when you're like spreading it out and getting like a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
But yeah, the words that he would use were way too big for 15-year-old Benny in St. Louis, Missouri. But I will tell you the funniest story about this is like he was a big environmentalist, the lead singer, and I was in science class in my senior year, and the teacher just did not like me. And where she brings in the TV, you know, on the stand, and we watch this video about the Mississippi River because we're in St. Louis, and they're interviewing Greg, the lead singer of Bad Religion, as Dr. Greg Graffin, I think his name is. And he's in like a white coat, like a scientist, and he's in St. Charles, Missouri, and they're taking water samples out of the river, and I'm freaking out. Because I'm like, that's the lead singer.
That's my guy.
And
He's in St. Louis.
This is before Google. And I'm trying to tell her, I was like, I just went to their concert a month ago, and he's on your TV as a scientist. He is a scientist. And I'm like trying to like put a sentence together, and she's just not believing me. And, you know, she can't Google it at this time. She just has to be like, you're crazy. That guy is not the singer of a band that you like. He's a scientist, you know?
Right.
And yeah, but that was him.
Oh, that's wild.
I'd love to be able to find that clip.
That's incredible. It's kind of like Dexter, right, from The Offspring.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, also a scientist, and you know, scientists make great music. It seems.
Yeah, Milo, same thing. Milo from the Descendants. Yeah, he quit the band to pursue science, and then you know, 25 years later, joined the band again. I don't have stories like that. I was a big band jazz and swing drum major that dropped out after a semester and a half of college. And now I work in car racing. I'm just killing the environment at this point. I'm doing everything Bad Religion.
And you use the Scott's Whedon feed? I mean, the Whedon.
Yeah.
This whole episode, just we can't release it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we were Jared. Do you want to introduce the game idea that we had?
I think we should play a game. Do you want to play a game?
I can play a game.
Okay.
So... My poor wife, because I'm in my ear, my headphones. She's not hearing. She's only hearing the stuff I'm saying. And she's pretty sick of my voice. So yeah, let's play a game.
We're well aware of your project to destroy the Newsboys, and we're supportive of it. We're on board with it. And in fact, we want to participate. Like we're ready to get involved. We no longer just want to be like listeners. We want to get involved. So for our game, what we'd like is you're obviously leading the command.
I've heard he's a mighty good leader.
Sorry, mighty good leader.
But he needs help. It's a big lift. Yeah.
Oh man.
You've got four fresh recruits right here in your service.
We'll be coming at them like
the
a
mission to take down the Newsboys. So what we'd like for you to do,
we're some pretty good people. Sorry, go ahead.
Is to give each of us the appropriate job or responsibility in this mission to facilitate the goals we all share. And based on what you've learned about us tonight, and if you need to ask some clarifying questions to really get in there and figure out where we can best be utilized, feel free to ask away. But we need assignments. We're ready to get to work.
Now I'm trying to frantically Google in the Dominican, where I can't even get on the internet right now because I'm using it on my phone. But there's a George Patton quote that is like, never interfere with your enemy if they're making all the wrong moves. And right now, I don't know how up to date you guys are in
stand down, soldiers.
I don't know if there's anything we could do that would be worse than what they're doing to themselves.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case. Yeah. I was going to make a joke about what are they up to these days, but yeah, I think we all know.
Imploding from the inside.
And it's a weird thing too, because it's not a personal thing. Like there are people in the Newsboys that I like and would hang out with and would go. It's the entity altogether under the leadership of Wes Campbell that makes them like I don't want to say evil, but I guess the antagonist to everybody's protagonists.
Sure.
There you go.
You know,
at least extremely misguided. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like maybe 2 years ago, I would have given us marching orders and said, "This is what we're going to do. This is what we need to do." And now, I would say we lay low and just let them let this thing run its course.
Do some more training runs in the desert. Yeah, we'll just keep preparing.
And I guess full disclosure, we came up with this game before the most recent news came out. So I guess you're right. You know?
We did it, guys.
It is crazy how it gets really tangled. And the weirdest thing, like I was watching this, like somebody put out a really good, really well done, a lot of research, hour-long like YouTube thing on everything that's happening that I'm sure people can Google. And then about 3/4 of the way into it, they start talking about Audio Adrenaline and some other bands for some reason. I'm like, hey guys,
catching straight.
Leave us out of this.
Yeah.
You know, that's a little collateral damage. Yes, we and they were just like, and there's other bands that they toured with or were affiliated with. You know, and they mentioned us and a couple of other bands that, you know, truly, like if you were like doing research on this era of Christian music, you would come across us. But I really wish we would have been left out of that one.
Right.
Understandable. Yeah. Well, we don't obviously we don't have to get too deep into it. We can leave that where it sits because everyone is probably well aware.
But I feel like I'm ruining your game. I feel like I'm ruining your game. So
that is okay.
That's all right.
It just makes our jobs easier if we just sit back. I mean,
that's my favorite.
Really good at this.
That's
I
true.
love that job.
Yeah.
So maybe in 2 years when all this stuff, you know, when all the stuff gets settled, we can come back and see if we need to do like a round 2.
Okay.
Right. Kind of an Ocean's 12 situation. Right. I am curious, perhaps, if that's not the game that we play, I am curious what race you would put us in, because you're familiar with some of the auto races. And for each of us, we are slightly different. As you know, I had the Dodge Dart 73. But do you have any idea of what sort of race you might enroll us in?
Yes, for sure. There's this race group called Lemons, and it's the coolest race group. I wish I worked for him, to be honest. My good friend Eric, who works with us, also works for them. But the rules are you can't spend more than $1,000 on a race car. It has to have certain safety things. So that already takes half your budget to put like a roll cage and things like that in. And then it's like a 4-hour long road course race. And it's very funny. Wow. Like people take like a guy raced an old Mini that we used to hang from like our light truss and put a lazy boy on top with a mannequin of Mr. Bean on it, like Mr. Bean was driving it. So obviously not aerodynamic, but that's just kind of the spirit of it. So a 73 Dodge Dart would fit right in Lemons racing. And it's also like, so it's also team. So like the four of you, you know, we could do a race together as a team of like 4 or 5 or, you know, however many you want to do. So like, you have to come in and refuel, and when you come in and refuel, or if you put tires on or not, you put a new driver in. So yeah, that would be the way to do it, I think.
Love that.
What were you other guys' first cars? Because Brock, I'm assuming that's your first car?
That was my first, yep.
What happened to it?
It eventually lost so much oil out the bottom that I couldn't pour new cans of oil into it fast enough, and we decided to sell it for scrap.
Okay, so I don't feel so bad about my environmental.
No, I'm right there with you. It happened. Yeah,
Brock started it.
It's my fault. I'm the problem. It's me.
So who is it? Jared that has the 90-pound wuss album right behind him?
Oh no, that's
Kevin.
me.
Yeah.
That's Kevin. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I always liked 90-pound wuss, and I liked what Tooth and Nail was doing at those times. So what was your first car?
My first car would have been, I want to say it was like a 91 Plymouth Sundance, I think was the first car that I had.
Okay. I know those well. Yeah.
Yep.
I had a 91 Ford Ranger pickup truck. That was a
Nice.
good first car. Still, I love that. And when I still see those on the road, and it always gives me, a little bit of happiness. They usually don't look or sound great, but,
Right.
it's a cool car. What about the rest of you?
I had I used to drive around my parents' vehicles, being an only child. They had two vehicles, and I drove a Lumina van for, it was whichever one they didn't want to drive, So I did a Lumina van for a little bit. It was really great rolling up in a Lumina van.
And that was back then, the space aged, it looked like a space shuttle. It had it was like an aerodynamic minivan,
slanted windshield.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my first one that I had was for a graduation gift. They gave me they were basically paid off the rest of the '98 Chevy Cavalier. So I had a Chevy Cavalier that was my first car that was mine.
2-door or 4-door?
4-door.
Was it the Z? Oh, so it wasn't the Z24 Cavalier?
No, I didn't have any cool Cavalier. It was definitely my mom's Cavalier. But it was. I don't think it was '98. But it was right around there. The Chevy Cavalier. And the first one I bought for myself was a '98 Honda Civic.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then that thing probably lasted you forever.
Forever until I got my next Honda Civic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have many cars, guys, because it lasted me forever.
Yeah.
I had a blue 1991 Mazda Protege.
Nice.
A manual transmission. And what I thought was cool about it is, remember the seat belts that were like electric that were on the frame, and when you'd open the door it would open up and you'd close it and it would pull tight over you. Yeah, it had those on it, which I thought was very
remember
cool
that
at the time.
My sister had the Ford Escort, and that was they were the sister cars, the Mazda Protege and the Ford Escort. And twice the electric seat belt cut my soft serve ice cream cone in half and fell on my lap, because I'd always forget. I don't remember, but our McDonald's drive-through, you had to open up the door because it was for some reason way up high, and I'd forget and I'd close it and I'd be holding an ice cream cone and the thing would go zip, right through the ice cream cone.
That's rough. That's rough.
It was, I had a real rough childhood. I lost 2 ice cream cones.
That's 2 ice cream cones too many. Gone too soon.
That's right.
What is the deal with 91? We all have a 91 thing in this.
I got mine in '98 when I went
crazy.
to college. So I was 7 years old at the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was going to say, was that the year that the first Audio Adrenaline album came out?
Yes,
could be.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
It means something.
Yeah, that means Drum Machine was also in '91.
That's right.
It all comes back to Drum Machine.
Yep.
Gone too soon. Gone too soon.
This, I wrote a note that I do need to make a little behind the music of Drum Machine, because I think I have it somewhere.
I want to see that.
Then,
I would be your first subscriber.
I would watch.
I'm sorry, you got plenty of subscribers. What I mean is, I would be the first person to watch that. Yeah,
but that's. I mean, I like to make things that I think are funny to maybe 12 people. So sometimes I'll post things that I'm there's 4 people that are going to find this funny, but that will motivate me enough to make it.
And this is for you. Yeah, exactly.
That's why we do this podcast.
I was just going to say that's how we started this.
Big numbers.
That's awesome.
Double
I'm pretty
digits.
sure if you make anything, you automatically pull the Lawless Twins. So you can go all the way to 6.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Lawless Twins.
Yeah, that's 2 right there.
That's right.
No, it's been cool. My son and I listened to their podcast. We were driving to a race because he works for me in Wisconsin, and I guess I don't talk about being in the band very much to my kids. So whenever they hear things like this, they always learn something. So he learned a bunch of stuff, And then they happened to be a podcast that was a song in one of the first 2 records that I knew nothing about, and would not have, like, until they mentioned it, would not have even known that was an Audio Adrenaline song. And they even played the first part, and I'm like, I have no recollection of it. So it's kind of funny. So I'm learning things from a band that I was in from that podcast.
Well, then listening to those 2 talk, it's so gosh darn great. I love hearing about the guitars. Always about the guitars.
Oh yeah. Yes, they do have that. What is it? South Carolina Pentecostal.
Oh yeah,
way about them. Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
So my AirPods just ran out, guys. Sorry, my battery. So I hope
that's all good. I was going to say this is probably a good indication that we've probably kept you too long from your vacation. But thank you for spending some time with us. Really appreciate it.
Definitely.
My wife's over here just snoring.
Okay, I was going to say if the AirPods are out, then that means that she can talk to us now too.
Yeah, now she could give you some great insight into audio. To be honest, once you go through a round of this, you might want to talk to the wives, and I could even get you in touch with Cindy about the Carman thing, because that would be a hit. I think if she
we
could
would love nothing
that.
more. We would say yes, absolutely. If Cindy was down, we would say yes, please.
And even if Cindy can't join us, if she could call 985-28-SQUID, 985-287-7843 and leave a voicemail about it, that'd be awesome too.
That's true. Yep.
I'm gonna have to forward this to her. Yeah. No, that's crazy. But I love what you guys are doing, and it's just a weird, this whole like Christian music. In all genres, like I thought the tooth and nail stuff and the solid state stuff was really cool, but it is just kind of a weird moment in time that I don't think is going to happen again, because I don't really like where Christian music is. It's just all like kind of like praise and worship again. And I hope somebody kind of breaks through with that, but not even just the Christian music, just the whole, just the art and just everything that kind of happened culturally in that time is just weird. And, kind of right when the internet was still a baby. So it's cool what you guys are doing. And it brings up, I love it because it just brings up a lot of really cool, fun memories for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, and like you say, it was a special time, and it means a lot to a lot of us. That's why we're here talking about it, and I did overhear you on the Lawless Twins podcast talking about how you didn't want anybody to get the wrong idea because you're part of the 90s CCM recovery group. You're there and you post occasionally. I will apologize
I like the troll
now
in there too. It's funny.
If anybody got the wrong idea.
Because sometimes people take what I say a little bit too literally, or I'll post things as me, but not as the drummer of Audio Adrenaline. Like I just posted that thing about how we're filing a lawsuit against DC Talk because they were just a bigger band than we were, and a lot of people took that seriously.
It was so good.
Was great.
And but I'll never because I think it upset some people in my world. They're like, you got to go tell people that you're joking. And I'm like, but why? That ruins the joke.
Right.
It's funny because everybody in the comment section is kind of like defending it. Like, hey,
it's so great.
This is like the people that did take it seriously are like, hey, don't you know that he's joking? So I like to do that. But yeah, I just, I honestly joined that group thinking it was like, Christian music recovery, like from like the culture of it. Like if you ever had a Reese's shirt that said Jesus on it, or like those type of things. So but no,
and it's all that and more.
I get on there all the time and read through things, but it brings up a lot of really good memories because in some ways I was kind of involved in those dips. So even if it's like, I see you're wearing a Blindside shirt. So if somebody writes something great about Blindside, we didn't have anything to do with Blindside. I always liked Blindside. We played like shows and we were kind of on the periphery, and they were around when we were around at the end. But I always really liked that. So I feel like, I like when people bring up things like that are just kind of fond memories for me.
Oh, for sure. And it is fun to watch you troll a little bit. I mean, I like to comment on top of that and just play it even more. And it's just like I'm loving some of our back and forth. So keep that up, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's it's fun, and I get bored. And if I come across something, and I don't know what made me think of that. Of posting that, but I just, at that time, all that stuff was coming out that we talked about the Newsboys and all the stuff. So I'm like, well, we need to have a lawsuit too. I feel left out. So.
Everybody's doing it.
Some money.
But
yes,
I did get some texts from people that were like, hey, people that might be kind of in bad taste right now. And I'm like, I am also fine with that.
Yeah. Have you seen my lawn?
Like, I don't. Yeah, but like I'm okay if it hurts some people's feelings. That's also okay.
For sure, always
the right people will get it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah, and I think those who are big enough to take it can take it, and those who are not, well, they're not in the group. So.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see. You guys. So, Brock, the one thing I want to say is I love The Simpsons. And
same.
I'm going to be really upset if you don't dress up as Ned Flanders for Halloween.
Oh, we'll send you a photo.
So yes, I put a little costume together. Was it last year? I think, or the year before? I don't know. It's I'll send you a copy so you can see.
Yeah, I need to see it because he's like,
everybody says I look like Flanders, and they're not wrong.
Yeah, and he's like one of the best characters ever. Like I love Ned Flanders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
that's awesome. All right, well, guys, thank you so much, and
thank you.
It's an honor to be on your least listened to episode of the podcast, especially with that introduction of we've got this guy that made a documentary about racing. I like that. That's a good way to start.
Ben, it's an honor to talk to somebody who brought so much joy into our lives back in that special time. And so thanks for being a cool guy and being willing to talk to us now. And and thanks for not getting sued. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. All right, well, thank you guys, and I'll be listening some more. See you guys.
Yes, come back, please. Come back.
Right. Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, and Brock, I know that I've been texting with you, but you can share my contact with other people if you guys have any questions or like, or if you're bringing in a guest that you need me to roast a little bit, I'll be happy to do that.
Here comes another group chat.
We're all over it. No, Pete's rubbing his hands together. He loves this stuff.
Here comes another group chat.
Yeah, I love it. All right, see you guys.
Thank you, Ben. Enjoy your vacation.
Bye.
And that's the news from Lake Skabegon, where all of the supertones are strong. All of the Audio Adrenaline members are good looking, except for the newest ones that you see on Apple Music. And all of Ben Cissell's anecdotes and all of the joy that he brought to us is above average.
Ooh, this episode was full of good people. Good people. They all
everywhere
came at us like a blitz in this big house. Onward, pickle soldiers.
R.I.P. drum machine.
This one's for you, big guy. That's a perfect podcast.
Yes. Does that mean drum machines coming at us like some kind of zombie?
Or like a whirlwind.
Oh, there's hope for this underdog. Okay.
Stays at home. Also a boy who seems so lost in his joy, he's all alone. The cameras on them, they're in the land of competition. Southern California air beat them.
Oh my goodness. That was
a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. I heard him on church jams and I was like, it would be so cool if we could talk to him, but we'll never get him. He's too big of a guy. And hey, here we are.
Yeah, church jams now.
He's
take that.
Fun. Yeah, take that. Starting the beef.
Wow.
We're here to fight.
Kylan knows. Kylan knows the beef is.
Oh yeah.
Here's the beef.
He's still upset that he didn't get the permanent hosting job.
Yo, who's doing it?
Not Kylan.
Like a plastic idiot to they copy.
kids, summer isn't just time off. It's time spent building confidence and curiosity. But when school meals pause, millions of kids lose access to the food they count on during the school year. As a neighbor-led network, Feeding America is deeply rooted in every community, ensuring summer meals continue nourishing growth and potential. Your support puts healthy food within reach, fueling the future for kids and their families. Give now at feedingamerica.org/summerhunger.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.